So again, eyes focused on that first hole shot. It looks like it's going to be Cooper. Breaks early. Lamont tries to sweep, but runs wide in the soft dirt. Still looks like they're going to go 1-2 through here, or maybe Ben Broad on that Kawi. Did you see who jumped up in the green bike?
Yeah, that looks like it is Ben Broad. Now, Ben was an absolute standout rider here last year on this 250F. Come out of nowhere and got, I think it was third overall in the KXF 250. Ben was a long-time KTM Yamaha guy, now with Kawasaki. Got onto a 450 about a month ago and leaps and bounds, as I know to describe his riding coming along. Big, solid boy. One to watch for the next couple of years. I guarantee you he will have a top 3 at the Nationals overall in the 450 class in the next couple of years. The kid has got a lot of skill, he's got a lot of heart. He just needs some time, and we will see it develop over the next couple of years as he holds his own in second. Now, Kane came around on that 450, and it had some power. He couldn't keep the front wheel on the ground on that Yamaha, and it has hurt him. Now, he's just got been past Ben into second, but right now it's all Cody Cooper on that CRF 450 out front. So go into that trans diesel lane, right along the trees there. And what do we got there? Ben and Royden, both on the KXF is battling now. Royden is slightly off the pace. He's been a little bit preoccupied lately. He did get married to his lovely wife, Jessica. And I know from one thing, you can't get married and have time to ride. So I know Royden's been on the back foot a little bit lately. And now it's his time to get back into riding, get ready for the Nationals and the big summer season we have coming up.
Yeah, there was a big mistake from Lamont there while you were talking. Just that's where the gaps come down. So a bit of a case of maybe trying a little bit too hard as they came along the trans diesel faraway rhythm, and then through the next couple of turns, just a couple of little mistakes. The back end of the bike seemed to jump up and kick him a little bit, and it's resulted in a bit of an extended lead for Cody Cooper, which is the last thing that he wants. Coop's bringing a 9-point lead from round 1, I believe, into this round 2 of the New Zealand Supercross Champs, round 1 of our racing tonight. So because it's such a small field, barring a DNF from the Honda 450 of Cody Cooper, or a big shake-up in the form of an injury or something like that, he's really going to have to go for 3 wins from 3 starts today and let the math count back.
Yeah, definitely. I won't be us counting Matt Lockie. Matt's not real good for either of us. But I know Cody had
sorry mate, just another little kick at that rear end of the Yamaha 450. It's the 2018 model. Most boys out there on their manufacturer's latest technology, but the Yamaha just seems to be kicking a little bit. That's the 3rd time this moto. Like I said before, I don't know if it's a case of the rider pushing too hard, or maybe just a little bit of time needed with that R&D development side of things.
Definitely need a little bit more development. Sarge at rear Shockway, but I know his mum's watching from Waiheke live streaming, and she'll be loving watching it. As it happens again, it gives him another little kick. He just can't seem to quite ride over the top of it.
No, sometimes it's just the problem in shifting between those manufacturers, or the years of the bikes. You know, the 2018 is quite revamped compared to the 2017. It's the only bike in the class at the moment that you can use your iPhone and an app from Yamaha on that to dial in your bike's engine at least. But it looks like he needs just a wee bit more time to dial in that suspension over the Cody Cooper, the tried and tested #1. He knows exactly what it comes down to. New Zealand's standout at the moment.
I tell you what though, I can guarantee the house on it come senior motocross nationals in a couple of months. Josh Coppins and that team will have that 450 handling like no other, and everyone going, what shot problem?
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, I think that Kane's not riding really well. He looks really focused. You know, pointed out a couple of little mistakes, but overall he looks aggressive. He looks confident on the bike. He looks really fit too. Yeah,
no, definitely. He's looking fit. He actually took on a full-time job a while ago now, but he said that's actually helped with his actual overall fitness. Like he's not bike fit. He's man street fit. And you know, Kane, he's still not that old. He's been around a long time.
Look at that rear end of the Yamaha. Could be a case. And just completely blows out.
Yeah, there goes that berm. And as I was saying, Kane's had to grow into his body, and he's been on a 450 and a big bike a long time. And you know what? I think you give another 2 or 3 years, you're going to see the emergence of Kane Lamont as an absolute force full time. One in Taupo last weekend, one in the Speed Cross as well. Cody beat him, but I just think just give Kane a bit more time and a bit more time in that new 2018, like you're saying, and what a formidable duo.
Okay, so we're talking about the front two boys quite a lot, but Ben Broad, number 21, you alluded to the fact before, last year he was on a 250th, 450th this year.
Last year, Ben Broad was just getting ready for his end of year school exams. He's now was training to become a pilot, riding the 250th last year. A month ago, he moves up to the 450, and I like what I'm seeing here. I think he's got a real future. I mean, what, he's 18 years old, and we're going to see him in the 450 class for the next 10 years. I'd be worried if I was everybody else.
Yeah, it's an interesting move at 18 to jump to the 450, particularly for Supercross. They really do bite back and bite a bit harder than the 250Fs, but like you say, he's a young guy with a lot of talent and out there doing it, can't be denied.
No, exactly, and I was talking to him earlier today, and his whole approach it's different. It used to be a full-time thing from this motorbike thing, but you know, he's got other interests and hobbies and education going on now, and talking to Ben, talking to a very different kid that I talked to maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years ago. So I'm going to have a real interest to watch this over the next while and see what actually happens with Ben. We do haven't had the white flag yet. Of course, we've got Royden coming through on that number 10 KXF. Royden's very, very handy at motocross and supercross, so I don't think we're seeing the best out of him yet today. Royden's from Tauranga as well. He's another one of the Tauranga guys. Massive contingent of Tauranga, Mount Maunganui, Bay of Plenty riders. That's probably the hub of motocross in New Zealand at the moment. There's some very fast guys coming out there. Reese Carter, obviously, we're missing. A bunch of other dudes that are very fast that ride around that area. You've got Kieran Lee, who's now retired, but he also showed some absolute talent through the years.
Where is
Reese Carter had an injury just a couple of months ago. I think it was a shoulder, I would want to say. Hasn't enough time on the bike, but he's been here every year, big time supporter of this event. But I think Wakatani is, at a guess, is when we're going to see him again. I haven't actually talked to him in a couple of weeks, but from what I hear around the pits today, Wakatani will be coming back. But you can't count that guy out. He is a journeyman as well, and he's always going to be there and always looking for wins. He's picked up a few in the last while, but and he's done a bit of racing in the States and whatnot, so it'll be interesting what happens with him moving forward.
Righto, so still the number 1 at Cody Cooper out in front. Kane Lamont on the number 94 JCR Yamaha. Coming through the whoops, no issue there. It looks like he's backed it down. He's going to settle through a second. Nothing he can do. Cody Cooper about to take the win. Nice heel click and Marvin Muskin styles there.
Someone should relegate him to second place for that move.
As he takes a comfortable moto win from Kane Lamont on the 2018 Yamaha. And a pair of Kawasaki's, Ben Broad, 21, coming through in third place to round out the podium. Honda, Yamaha, and then a pair of Kawasaki's.
We've also got the mini demonstration class about to go back up, so minis, you should be on the line. I can see one, and I tell you what, he's going to dominate if he's got no one around to race him. So minis, you are back up on the line now. Don't forget, we've got a